Okay, so 1.4, you have a bunch of quantities and formulas. Based on what I gave you information, what do you think we're doing today? Don't say anything. What? Formulas, what are we doing with them? Sort of, but no. Yes, we are rewriting them. Okay, solving for a particular variable and then actually solving the problem. And the way that I do it is the way you have to do it. Okay, you can't do it your own way. Can't do it your friend's way. Got to be my way for these problems, and I will show you why in just a second. All right. Starting with number 4. Okay, so these say to solve the formula for the indicated variable, then use the given information to find the value of the variable. So, okay. This one says to solve A is equal to 1/2 BH for B. Okay, so we're going to get B by itself in this problem. Okay, and then the step after that says then find the base, okay, which is D, of the triangle with a height of 6 inches and an area of 24 inches squared. Okay? So, the first thing we do, and this is why I said you have to do it this way, in this order, okay, is we are going to solve for B. So, any ideas how I can get B by itself? No, absolutely not. If you plug it in first, it's automatically wrong. Divide by H. Okay, I can do that first. So A over H is equal to 1/2 B. Then what? Multiply it by 2, okay, because I'm dividing by the fraction, which means I flip it, so I'm multiplying by 2 to give me 2A over H. And I'm going to put the B on the left side just because I prefer my variables on the left. If you like yours on the right, that's fine. But this step has to come first. Okay, this step has to come first, the solving for the variable. Because we multiplied by 2 because it was a fraction. So to move a fraction over, you multiply by its reciprocal. So then now over here, step 2, okay, I have B by itself, so I have B is equal to 2 times A is 24 inches squared over the height is 6 inches. So, what does that come out to be equal to? Yes. 8 inches. Inches and inches squared cancel, leaving you with inches, so your base should be 8 inches. Okay? So the two answers that I'm looking for are these. Okay, you can do them like side by side on your paper, that's fine, but make sure that you do this first. Okay, if you don't have this, it's wrong. Yes, there's not another one, but I will do one like it out of the book. Or let me see if it gives me another one that I can do somewhere. Sometimes it gives me like extra practice ones. It does not. Okay. We'll just do one like 3 and we'll just change the numbers. Or actually, we'll just do 3 and y'all will have to do 5 for your homework. Alright, solve. A is equal to L times W for L. And then it says to find the length of a rectangle with a width of 50 millimeters and an area of 250 millimeters squared. Alright, so it wants me to solve for L, so what do I need to do to get L by itself? Divide it by W. So this is going to be A over W, and I'm going to still put my variable that I've was solving for on the left. That's just my preference. Okay? No. So that's a good question, but what's going to happen here is when I go to set it up for this step 2 over here, I have L is equal to, A is going to be 250 millimeters squared over 50, oh wait. This is supposed to be millimeters. I wrote the wrong thing. Is that what you were asking? Okay. Sorry. I was like, no, they're the same unit. If they were different units, yes, you would have to. Sorry, I thought you were just asking if I had millimeters squared on the top and millimeters on the bottom, do I need to change it? Okay, and then they would cancel. It's 5. Okay, so the answer is 5 millimeters. So the two things you're looking for, solve for the variable, and then the answer with everything plugged in. Alright, I will tell you, 5 is going to be harder because it's using the area of a trapezoid. Okay, you're solving for height, so actually it's not even going to be as hard as if you had to solve for one of the bases. Okay, it's just asking you to solve for height, so it shouldn't be too bad, but it is going to be slightly harder than these two. I'm not going to tell you because I want you guys to try it. Alright, so moving down, solve the equation for y, then find the value of y for the given value of x. So, number 10, 15x plus 4y is equal to 9, given that then x is equal to -3. So again, my first step is to solve for the variable, and then my second step is to plug in the value. So I need to solve for y. How do I get y by itself? Okay, I can't divide by 4 yet because y is not over here by itself. So 4y is equal to -15x plus 9. Now what? Divide by 4, so y is equal to -15x plus 9 over 4. Okay, so now we have solved for y, and don't worry, we are going to do another one of these. I'm not done, that's step 1. Okay? Because the instructions say get y by itself. Okay, so step 2, I plug it in now. Okay, so y is equal to -15 times -3 plus 9 over 4. So then what do I get here? And can I reduce that down? No. I just leave it as an improper where it's improper fraction, just reduce it. Okay, so my final answer would be that y is equal to 27 over 2. Okay, you need to make sure you reduce it. This can be reduced, so make sure you reduce it. Do not give me a mixed number, and do not give me a decimal. Leave it as an improper fraction.
Oh, that's so cool. Can you do another one?
Yes, we're going to do another one. I can scare y'all and show you what you're going to have to memorize at some point.
I already know. Like a pie circle? No.
You'll have to memorize this whole circle later this year. Okay? It's got 50 things on it you have to know.
Can I look it up online and start studying? What is it called?
A unit circle? a unit circle. But I do have a specific way that I require you to write it, so. Anyways. Alright. 14. 9y minus 4x is equal to negative 30, and x is equal to 8. I want you guys to do this one on your paper and try it, and then we'll go over it in just a second. What? Nice. Yes. These aren't shapes. These are just problems. Alright. What did we get for the, like, when we got y by itself?
I got y equals 4x minus 30 over 9.
Does everybody agree? Okay. How about, okay. Yes. Which gives you what? Which gives you what? Everybody agree? Alright. Yes, that is correct. Okay, I'm going to make a comment here really quick. I want you to write your answers this way, okay? It's easier. It saves you time. You don't have to, like, divide your stuff out. But know that if you're checking your answers in the back of the book, it's going to write it like this. Okay, they're going to separate it. I think that's more of a pain because then you have to all of a sudden get your like, common numbers together, get a common denominator, and all this other stuff. This way is so much easier. That's why I'm trying to save you time. Do it this way. But if you go to check your answer, just know that this is how it's going to be written. Yes. So they did minus 30 over 9, and they pulled out a 3, giving 10 on top and 3 on the bottom. So if you rewrite it this way, I wouldn't reduce it, because then you're going to have to go back through and get a common denominator over here when you start plugging stuff in. So if you do it this way, where you want to write it separate, it's not wrong, but I think it's more confusing and more difficult. Just leave it this way, because that's acceptable. Yes, it is a waste of time. You really don't need to. Okay? Any questions about that type? Alright, next ones are solve the equation for y, find the value of y for the given value of x. Same thing, except for they're getting a little harder. 24. 9y plus 6xy is equal to 30. X is equal to negative 6. So I need to get y by itself. Ideas on what to do. Y. So you're wanting me to pull something out of both numbers? Is that what you're wanting me to do? I want y by itself. So then I'm going to end up with 30 over y. Is that what you're wanting me to do? Alright. I'm going to make your life easy. You want y by itself, right? Okay. Okay, I pull the y out front. Now, to get y by itself, what I need to do? I need to divide by 9 plus 6x. So y is equal to 30 over 9 plus 6x. Okay, now I'm going to show you something. This is not true. Right here. Okay, this is a common mistake. That is not true. Don't do it. Okay, that is not equal to this. Okay, not true. Don't do it. Okay, we could do it on the other one because it was in the denominator. We cannot do it in this one because it's in the numerator. Okay, we can't break up stuff in the denominator like that. Yep, so y is equal to, now I just need to plug in this negative 6. 30 over 9 plus 6 times negative 6. So what does that give me? So 30 over 9 minus 36. Wouldn't it be 27? 30 over negative 27, and we need to reduce that. Negative 10 over 9. Okay, I pull 3 out of the top, giving me 10. Pull 3 out of the bottom, giving me 9. And I got to keep that negative sign. So it's there. Okay? Do we need to see another one of those?
Yes, please. I know, but I wanted to say it like that.
26. 4x plus 7y plus 5xy is equal to 0. X is equal to 1. Alright, how to get y by itself now? Alright, so the hint here, okay, just because I don't want this to take forever. The hint here is we want to just have y terms on this side. Okay, so I'm going to move the x over, or the 4x I should say. So 7y plus 5xy is equal to negative 4x. Now what do? Now I can pull out the y, leaving me with 7 plus 5x is equal to negative 4x. Now what? So y is equal to negative 4x over 7 plus 5x. So that's the y is equal to, now I come over here and plug it in. Negative 4 times 1 over 7 plus 5 times 1. I'm assuming we're good with the whole plugging in thing, so I can kind of just like move through that quickly. So that gives us negative 4 over 12, which is negative 1/3. Okay, I'm trying to move through it so you guys have plenty of time to do your problems. Alright, the last thing we need to do is, we're not actually doing anything with those at this point. Okay, is 28. We're solving for the indicated variable. We're not plugging anything in at the end. We're just solving for the variable. xy is equal to x plus y, and we're solving for y for this one. Subtract y. Not exactly dividing by x, but I think I know what you're trying to say. Alright, so I'm going to subtract the y over to this side, so I end up with xy minus y is equal to x. Now I'm going to pull out the y out front, so I have y times x minus, now when I take out a y from here, what am I left with? 1. Okay, negative 1 is equal to x. Now what? Because if I pull out a y, I still have to have something here. So it's just a 1. Because remember, there's an imaginary 1 in front of the y. Okay? Now what? Divide by x minus 1. So y is equal to x over x minus 1. And then you are done. That's all you have to do for that one. Okay, well there's a little over 20 minutes. I'm going to give you your problems to do. Okay, I'm only going to give you a few, but if you have questions, just ask. I'll walk around to help you, and if we need to go over it more, then we can go over it more after the quiz on Tuesday. Okay, if we need to, if we're confused, because I don't want to go over 1.4 on Monday, given that you have a quiz on 1.1 to 1.3 on Tuesday. All right. Alright, you need to do 5, 9, 17. Say 17 is error analysis, so you need to work the problem correctly and explain what the person did wrong. Okay? So it's somebody that did the problem and they did it wrong, so you need to work it out correctly and explain where they went wrong when they did it. 23 and 29. Okay, 29 has 3 variables in it. Okay, which we didn't do one with 3 variables. But you do it the same way. Okay, you're still solving for a particular variable. You still move the stuff over, pull that variable out, and then just divide. Okay, so it's the same thing. It just looks a little more scary because it has an extra variable. Yes. Okay. Alright, that's the problems you need to do. When you're done, I think I already have a thing created for it, but if not, I will go post one now for you to do that.